Whether you like it or whether you don't, we gonna teach it. But you have people of the sect of Israel or of the nation of Israel that will not teach these things, man. You're gonna have martial law over here. You're gonna have a war going on amongst the whole world. You're gonna have an economic collapse. You're gonna have famine, pestilence, all these things that are going on.
At the end of the day, there is nothing wrong with the scriptures. There is nothing that you can add to it to take from it, man. Okay, this is sound doctrine. We're telling the whole world about something that the world has never seen. Just like Noah and the Ark. Nobody ain't never seen it rain. You thought Noah was tripping, man. Alright, Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, call halal to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and blessed salutations to you brothers out there teaching, doing work in true sincerity, double honor to apostles / elders, which are GMS. What I wanted to get into is it's an open forum, of course, basically due to inclement weather, so to speak. Inclement weather. So we're gonna get into just the duties of just the prophets, man. You know what we're out here to do, because these outside or false prophets, I hate to use the term so loosely because everybody like to claim somebody's a false prophet. But I'm gonna tell you this, a false prophet, matter of fact, let's get that. What is it? Deuteronomy. If you prophesy and come not to pass, do not fear that prophet. Because there's different things that a man of the Lord from a bullshitter, and you guys out there that's spectators, you know what I'm saying, that claim that you don't, or act like you don't know no better, or this and that you're innocent bystander, and that's who you started following, so you follow them. You're supposed to know the difference between shit and sugar, man. Okay? A man of the Lord gonna abide by the scriptures. Alright? A man of the Lord will have scriptures in him. Because you got niggas that'll just say, oh, like what the niggas with Comfy, when we used to be coming up against them, they say, oh man, y'all the Antichrist, and they just read the scripture, and it just says that there will be an Antichrist. But when you go into the description of the Antichrist, that don't fit us at all. Anybody can pull out a scripture and say, oh, that's you. Woman in snares and nets. You can just point at any woman and say, oh yeah, that's you. Why? Okay, so let's get that. Go ahead, brother.
It's Deuteronomy chapter 18 and verse 18. It says, notice that starts at verse 20. It says, but the prophet which shall presume to speak a word in my name, which I have not commanded him to speak, or that shall speak in the name of other gods, even that prophet shall die.
Yeah, if you're speaking white Jesus, you telling them this, like Nate say that obey your masters, your earthly masters. You know what I'm saying? You're speaking in another name. You're speaking outside of the prophecies. Talking about staying here for years. That you're not supposed to hate the so-called white man, or the RFID chip is not the mark of the beast. Different things like that. You're not supposed to fear that prophet, man. Look at their agenda. Look at their agenda. Look at their goal. Okay? And tell me, does that fit men of the Lord? Men of the Lord never got in league with the Pharisees to do the work. Basically, they ain't never get in league with the wicked Pharisees to do the work. They ain't never get with polite and all these other people. So it ain't hard to find out who's a false prophet and who's a righteous prophet. Okay? Where's that in Jeremiah? It says the Most High have not commanded them at his mouth. You know what I'm saying?
Right, 23rd chapter. I know that speaks all about false prophets.
Yep. And then he basically said he's gonna destroy them, but he'll not, utterly destroy the house of Jacob. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, there's descriptions on who's right and who's wrong. The scripture say be instant in season, out of season. Who's instant in season and out of season? Okay? Who, the scriptures talk about speaking it says sound doctrine. Who speaks sound doctrine? To sit there and say, you don't want to teach the rape doctrine because you got a daughter, or you don't want to teach this doctrine because this or that, you know what I'm saying, of a worldly reason, doing fucking hip-hop videos, you know what I'm saying? The men of the Lord don't do that shit, man. You don't hear no events of Peter holding a concert or doing a video or sitting at the at one of the what you call them things, the mounds where everybody speak at, and he's doing a concert for everybody, man. Okay? So thus men of the Lord didn't operate like that. Men of the Lord wasn't afraid to go through persecution through the Roman soldiers, man. They went to jail plenty of times. They weren't worried about being homeless. So when Yachanan says you need to not pay your tithes to the apostles because you got to take care of yourself, the scriptures tell you, don't worry about a bag of nothing, man. No script or nothing, man.
It says, reading on in Deuteronomy, and if thou say in thine heart, how shall we know the word which the Lord had not spoken? When a prophet speaketh in the name of the Lord, if the thing follow not, nor come to pass, that is the thing which the Lord hath not spoken, but the prophet hath spoken it presumptuously, thou shalt not be afraid of him. Yeah,
presumptuously, means before, assume means to basically to guess. So you just guessing. Like the generic Christians when they get on social media or walk around and says, I know the Lord would do it. Talking about you getting a graduation certificate or you graduating from college. The Lord ain't got nothing to do with that. The Lord got something to do with it. He just let you do that shit, man. That's not the Lord's will when it comes to the salvation of Israel. Because he said the wisdom of this world is foolishness with the Most High. So why would he let you, be a fool? Even though the scripture say we are fools for righteousness' sake, they ain't talking about that. You know what I'm saying? It's talking about us losing our lives to the world, in the world, man. For the Most High Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Okay?
That was into that verse.
You got that? Yeah, just find a good spot and get it in from there if I can shut. Okay. Because it's a lot of bullshit going on, man. We're in the time of locking in. We're in the time of getting serious. And it's mainly for the people who's listening and acquiring information. There's people who come up and ask us, do we have any paperwork? Do we have any cards or information? You know what I'm saying? And we tell them, go to Great Millstone, but mind you, they got so many scoffers that it'll throw them off because you just click up Great Millstone, then it's gonna have really 80% scoffing videos, man. So you gotta we gotta really give them a page. And if they run into it, I would say I prefer them to run into our page just to give a just assessment, because these scoffers, man, their goal is just to get you to stop listening to the apostles on down, man. Their goal ain't to wake up the elect, like Baloo, when somebody leaves GMS, he'll praise them, oh, you finally left that coat, now what? Now get on out. Basically, they want you to get on their team and scoff GMS. That's not according to prophecy, man. Okay? You're supposed to defend the gospel. You're supposed to prophesy. You're supposed to do many things instead of just a whole agenda about scoffing GMS. They ain't up to prophecy or the prophecies. Okay? You got it?
Yeah, I can see like a cool spot. Jeremiah 23:14. I have seen also in the prophets of Jerusalem in horrible things. They commit adultery and walk in lies. They strengthen also the hands of evildoers, that none doeth return from his wickedness.
Yeah, so basically, their want. You know, they're letting other niggas do what they want. They real clicky. You know, we talking about high-ranking niggas, high-ranking demons. You know, but on a generic level, these niggas, they sit there and let a woman just run amok, man. They stripped in the hand of evildoers. Here it is, woman out here, the children out here dying and got the highest abortion rate, and you'll sit there and tell her, don't tell her nothing, man. That's her body, or let her do what she wants. She's a black queen and all this and that, man. They're strengthening the hands of evildoers, man. Okay? The so-called white man, okay? They'd be quick to defend the so-called white man, head tooth and nail, man. You know? You go ahead, brother.
They are all of them unto me as Sodom, and the inhabitants thereof as Gomorrah.
Yeah, and what happened with Sodom and Gomorrah? It was destroyed by thermonuclear missiles. Okay? So basically, the Most High is saying, he's basically, you people out there are going to basically be destroyed by thermonuclear missiles, man. If you're not keeping the law, statutes, commandments, and being occupied in prophecy, man. Being occupied and getting the hell up out of here. You know, Baloo's not trying to get up out of here. Nate's trying to build a family camp. You know, all these other people they're not waiting on the second coming of the Lord. They don't even respect Yahweh Shai, man.
Hey, it's a beautiful thing that you're going into, you know, because it's the character of, you know, the righteous and the wicked. You know what I'm saying? Because you mentioned Nate in the family situation. When the Lord, he said, you know, my family is the ones that do the work. You know what I'm saying? But he's talking about he's trying to give you that Esau love for your family type deal. No, man, this is, hey, you might not even have your family when it's time to go. When them motherfuckers come in, kicking the door and this and that, like, that's why the Lord wants you in that mindset. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about goddamn having all that family shit, man. You know, all of them lost, they didn't care about their family. They wasn't around their family like that. He said, hey, man, your brother, your mom, they want to holler at you, right? Hey, look, I'm busy right now. These is my people.
About my father's business, man.
Hey, yeah, con.
Was you saying about my father's business? Like, you know, when you read the scripture on the rape doctrine, oh man, well, don't you got a daughter? No, don't you say about my father's business? Mm-hmm. Like that, we gotta teach the truth and sincerity, unfiltered. Yep. You had something?
Yeah, just a quick little precept. This is the book of Acts, chapter 6. In verse 2, it says, Then the 12 called the multitude of the disciples unto them and said, It is not reason that we should leave the word of the Most High and serve tables. Yeah. Wherefore, brethren, look ye out.
Yeah, and this was a welfare system. This was taking care of the congregation, man. Taking care of the poor. In hindsight, that was a good deed. You know what I'm saying? But in reality, what's the goal? What's the goal of what's the agenda of the prophets? To prophesy. We ain't got time for that shit. You know? You can make it, like I continue to say, you can make anything sound good. You know, including, oh, I can't do the work, I gotta take care of my family. Like niggas be saying, oh, being a strong black king is taking care of your family and fighting, being a proud so-called black man and taking care of your family. No, that's, you know, to be an Israelite is to stand up for the nation of Israel. All the prominent people in today's history, in American history, they sacrificed their lives for the nation. They never, you know, you never read about a nigga who was just so cold at being a family man that he changed civil rights or whatever bullshit, man. These are people that got their houses Molotov and put their family in danger. These are people that lost jobs. These are people that lost their family. You know? Sacrifice, man. He that loseth life shall find it.
Yep. Your family is definitely part of your life, man.
Yeah, that's the main thing. You know, not the main, but really ultimately your life. You know, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua want your life. You gotta lay your life down, man. You know? He that lay his life down for a friend, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Who else would do that?
No greater love, you know?
No greater love. How you know somebody, when you got a friend that you know you're willing to jump in front of a bullet for you, you know? Like, that's a whole different level for a friend. But a friend that say, I'm gonna be a real friend, I'm about to go take care of my family. That's what I'm gonna do. You would want me to do that. That's some selfish shit. Okay? Go ahead, brother.
It says, wherefore, brethren, look ye out among you 7 men of honest report, full of the Holy Spirit and wisdom, whom we may appoint over this business.
Yep. So basically, you assign people to do the duties because we got an ultimate duty. We not supposed to be worried about no petty shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got families. You know, who gonna cook the food? Get your woman to cook the food for the kids, man. I ain't got time to be worried about that shit, man. You know, there's certain duties that's outside the truth that we must attend to, like bringing in ducats, bringing in shillings. You know, bringing in slave rations. You know, basically, i.e., working. You know, getting a check. But besides that, it's just, you know, we ain't got no time for all that other shit, man. You know, going on vacations and shit. Yeah, well, what about your family? What about them? You know, like, well, what if I do? What if we do that? What if we succumb to doing that? Then next thing you know, Yashala ain't gonna be getting their just due food. The Most High has blessed us with the gift of understanding these scriptures to give to the nation of Israel. And we're gonna sit there, and you mean to tell me those type of men gonna sit there and piss it off and you know, fucking building a patio, you know what I'm saying? When you could be out here teaching and changing and bidding the Israelites to the marriage. That don't sound like a fucking family day, man. Going to Memorial Park, bidding everybody to the marriage. No, that sounds like you leave your family. When you hear about Peter had a family, man. Who that was that died, man? You know, they had a family. You know, they had wives and children and cousins and things, you know, and jobs. You know? And they straightway dropped their nets and followed Yahweh Shem Yahushai because it was all about salvation, man. That's what it's all about in these times. Salvation is at hand, man, so it's even more dire, man. You know?
And you think about it, in the society that we live in is way tougher because you got a lot more distractions. You know what I'm saying? And that's why that salvation is going to be so worthy, man. You know what I'm saying? Based off of your sacrifices. Because you got to literally give up this whole world. You know what I'm saying? It ain't shit here anyway, so why? It shouldn't be too hard. You know what I'm saying? But you got the Israelites, some niggas out there that want to live as an Israelite. No, they want to call themselves an Israelite, but live as a nigga, basically. And you can't mix that, man. You cannot mix that. You can't follow Yahweh Hashem Yahushua and live the life you used to live, man. It ain't gonna work.
Or they basically try to flick off what they don't think they need. You know what I'm saying? And keep the rest. When you go to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, you start all the way over. You know? Like, yeah, man, I'll come up under y'all. It's just that I still want to be a certain level in the camp or something like that. No, like, you holding signs. You know? Like, you gotta drop all that. You starting over, man. You're not that same person. Nobody gonna, you know, like, you lose rank. You starting over, man. Yo, creative player, you lost a memory card. Your shit been wiped out. You gotta start over. You know?
Says, but we will give ourselves continually to prayer and to the ministry of the word.
Yep. We will give ourselves continually to prayer and to the ministry, which is basically being a servant. You know, to minister is to be a servant of the word. We're a servant of the word. And what the word say? Go out to the highways and the byways and the hedges and bid them to the marriage, man. Okay? You go to handing out them flyers. And the flyers is line upon line, precept upon precept, here a little, there a little. Okay? Matter of fact, let's get that Nehemiah 8:8 while we in the spirit of that right now.
This is Nehemiah chapter 8, verse 8. It says, so they read in the book, in the law of the Most High distinctly.
Yeah, distinctly, basically with clarity. Okay? Go ahead.
And gave the sense and caused them to understand the reading.
Yeah, that's what our job is, man. The Most High blessed us with this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to open this book up and with distinction and get the understanding of the reading. That's what we out here to do. We're not out here to get this knowledge and then and store it away.
Hide your talent.
Hide your talent. You know, we might as well get that too. You know, the Most High wants us to take our talents, and you know how risky it is to take that talent and flip it. You know what I'm saying? Because one dude cherished it so much that he hid it and buried it just to give that, you know. But Yahushua said, no, man, you were supposed to take this talent, you know what I'm saying, and flip it. You're supposed to double up with it. That's risky. But you're supposed to believe in this franchise, which is the truth, that you're basically spreading it. Okay? Not taking winners off. You're supposed to be spreading the truth. Basically, you're gonna flip the revenue, man. The Most High gave you the truth. You're supposed to go out and teach the truth. And then when Yahushua come back, you're like, look at all the people that I've taught. You know what I'm saying? Yahushua gonna be like, oh shit, you brought some revenue. You know what I'm saying? Not like you come back like, I know you was a hard man, so I really went, I had to go in and I studied. I didn't want to, you know, and I just basically kept it to myself because I didn't want to mess it up. You know, it's like buying a new pair of shoes that you really like and never wearing them because you don't want to mess them up. What's the point? Put them babies on, go get the hoes. You know, that's a bad analogy, but put it to use. You know, put it to use. Don't sit there and get no fresh outfit and you don't want to wear it because it was so expensive. Buy a Rolex and then you don't wear it. You know, because like you don't want to break it or whatever.
Yeah, I got a precept based off what you had said before. This is Luke 9:57. It says, and it came to pass that as they went into the way, a certain man said unto him, Lord, I will follow thee whithersoever thou goest. And Yahushua said unto him, foxes have holes, and birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man have not where to lay his head.
Yeah, Yahushua himself didn't have a place to go, man. You know, Yahushua, this is the Lord. The Lord, basically, he was a nomad, so to speak. You know? Go ahead.
And he said unto another,
Sleeping on brothers' couches. You know, because they, you trying to talk shit about Apostle. Like, he got a crib and all that. Yo, wow, man.
Yeah, that's none of your fucking business.
God.
You know what your business is? What he's teaching.
Yeah, kind of.
You know what I'm saying? That's your business. It ain't your business on what color I decide to get. It's not your business on what I fed my child today, man. It's not your business on how much I make an hour. That's not your fucking business, man. Cause you guarantee you're the last motherfucker to make sure that's a different situation. You know, you talk all that shit about him sleeping here and doing this and this and that, but you ain't doing shit to stop it. If we out here telling Israel that they're going off, we're out here also building it back up, providing a way out. You know? You can't sit here and you talking all that shit, you know, and not do nothing about it, man. Niggas just like talking shit. Niggas like little bitches out here, man.
Yeah.
Like little women, you just want to spill some tea and sip some tea all fucking day, man. You into mess. And a lot of you niggas, you spectators, are into mess. That's why they get so much support. You know what I'm saying? Because it's always a mess. Oh, they like to do this or they do that. And people believe this shit. Motherfuckers regurgitate that GMS rape children, and it's like, nobody went to jail for this shit. You know, you just regurgitating it. Oh, for real? You know, I just sat there and talked, and we was going back and forth with somebody, and then somebody, yeah, man, they got the rape children. And oh, whoa, I ain't know all that. I'm standing right in front of you. He know it. He said everybody know, and I'm standing right here. And you're looking at me, oh, for real? You like, oh, I don't know about all that. Like, what, you don't use no logic.
None, bro.
You just want entertainment, be like, ooh, damn, that's what y'all do? But what you got on him? Tell me the dirt that you got on him. Whoever got the most dirt on who, that's who I'm going to believe.
Yeah.
You know? We ain't about all that. The only dirt that we pull out is the shit that's affecting the truth, man. You know, if the truth was a living room, you know, anything that falls there, we mopping and cleaning it up, man. Y'all worry about how dirty our hands is from cleaning the floor, man.
Ooh, that's fire.
You know? Look at him. Look how dirty he look. Bummy. Y'all,
Cleaning up your shit though.
yeah, we cleaning up, man. We ain't got time to worry about how we look doing our fucking job, man. We here to get the job done, man. Look at him, he in bed sheets with fringes on it. The Lord just said, hey, man, put fringes and borders of blue on your garments. That's it, man. We got to rock.
And that's what's so beautiful about the scriptures, man. Ain't nothing left out. Ain't nothing left out. Because if you have a problem, and we gonna get off you too, man. If you have a problem with a man of the Lord sleeping at this brother house or that brother house or that brother house, then you got a problem with the Lord then. Because he, like the brother said, he was pretty much a nomad. And it's in there. So and you can't say, no, but that's the Lord. He can, no, it's the same thing.
He can do that.
That's why the Lord came on the scene to show. And he was innocent and undefiled to show everything. You know?
Yeah, it says Yahushua came down here to leave an example.
To leave an example, man.
He was perfect to show us an example on how to be.
Kind.
So if he was a nomad, then ain't nothing wrong with being a nomad.
Nothing.
You know? But you know one thing Yahushua was, he was relentless when it came down to the truth.
Yep.
He jumped off the porch at a young age and didn't stop until he was finished.
Kind.
He never took a break. He went and fast and did what he did, but he never took a break. He taught, he kept it a buck. He cursed out anybody and everybody.
No respect to person.
No respect to person, even people in his congregation.
Yep.
You know? And he kept it a buck, man. He kept it a buck to the point that the people couldn't handle the truth and they was leaving.
Yeah.
He even asked the disciples, "Are you gonna leave me too, man?"
Hey, but and you know, keeping it 100, it does what, man? It shake out the fake, man. It shakes out the fake.
It purges the tree.
Kind.
You know, matter of fact, we get that too, man. You got who's holding what?
I had a little bit more.
Yeah, get what you got, get that, and then we'll get into that purge. I'm gonna get to that purge real quick. Purging branches.
Luke 9:59, and he said unto another, Follow me. But he said, Lord, suffer me first to go and bury my father. Yahushua said unto him, Let the dead bury their dead, but go thou and preach the kingdom of the Most High.
Yeah, go. He said, man, don't worry about your dead cousin. You know, like go preach the word, man. You know, like, and this ain't like you can say R.I.P. this and that, and you say something, they won't fight you, they won't kill you on some shit. Yeah, I was shot at that, man. Don't worry about that. You know, let the dead bury the dead. He basically say he a 2/3 on some shit, man.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You know, he's like, man, we got business to handle, man. That's like, man, yeah, man, I gotta work these doubles to make sure my daughter, you know, or my son get into this private school. It's like, man, fuck your kids, man. Let's go do this work. Send them to public school, man. You know what I'm saying? You're like, God damn, like, but that's really the agenda. If salvation's at hand, why are you trying to do all that, man? If the Lord got you, why would you do all that? You know? Why, you know, it was a while ago, one young cat, he was like, man, y'all ever thought about doing music to gather Israelites? And it was like, no, man, if the scriptures don't work, what the fuck else is? I don't need to bring nobody in or lure nobody in with no fucking songs and hip hop and all that.
Because you're going to bring the wrong ones in. They're going to be there for the wrong reason.
Because once you start getting, because the truth is generically dry, man. But if you into it, it's exciting. It's just like a boxer compared to a fucking brawler, man. You know, you got casual fans and you got people that really are into boxing. You know what I'm saying? The people that are really into boxing, into sweet science. You know, the slipping, the catching, the rolling, and the countering, and the ring control, and you know, and the moving. They call it running. You know, what they call us born. They're going into definitions. Oh, here you go. You know, that's not what a man of the Lord would do or say to another man